This is our first video for Chapter 2, Evaluating and Writing Algebraic Expressions. What you'll learn in this video is to write and evaluate algebraic expressions. And remember, the set of rules for simplifying an expression is called the order of operations. There are two terms you need to watch for in this video. They are variable and algebraic expression. Be sure to pause the video when you see them so that you can copy their meanings into your notebook. You can use algebraic expressions to help you make predictions based on patterns. If you know how far you can swim in 1 minute, you can estimate how far you can swim in 5 minutes. A variable is a symbol that represents one or more numbers. Variables are usually letters. An algebraic expression is a mathematical phrase with at least one variable. Diagrams and algebraic expressions can represent word phrases. So if we look at the word phrase, a temperature of T degrees increased by 5 degrees. So that would be some temperature we don't know in the diagram, plus 5 more. So for an algebraic expression, that would become T plus 5. If we look at 5 cats fewer than C cats, so our total on top is C for the total number of cats, then the amount we don't know plus 5, or minus 5. So our algebraic expression would be C minus 5. If we look at it for multiplication, the product of 5 and n nickels. So the amount we don't know multiplied 5 times. So our algebraic expression would be 5n. And lastly, let's look at one for division. It says a dinner bill of $D is divided among 5 friends. So D divided by 5 is your algebraic expression. Here's some word phrase terms. Please copy this list into your notebook. It will come in very handy when you're trying to turn word phrases into expressions or equations that you have to solve later in the chapter. Word phrases that clue you that it's going to be an addition problem are plus, increased by, more, add, some, or more than. Subtraction clue words are difference, minus, subtracted by, fewer than, or decreased by. For multiplication, you'll be looking for words like product, for, times, and per. And lastly, for division, you'll be looking for words like quotient and divided by. Sometimes you'll also see per mean division, but most of the time it means multiplication. So let's look at an example of writing algebraic expressions. Say we want to write an algebraic expression for each word phrase. So for A, swimming m meters per minute for 3 minutes. Well, we know when we see per most of the time that means multiplication. So 3 minutes times m meters, or 3m. How about 12 heartbeats more than x heartbeats? Well, we know when we see more than that we have to reverse the terms. And more than equals addition. So x plus 12 is our expression. So because it's x more than 12. Pause the video and write an algebraic expression for this quick check. You can use algebraic expressions to represent real-world situations. So let's look at an example using algebraic expressions for public service. So the Environmental Club is making posters. The materials for each poster cost $4. Write an algebraic expression for the cost of P posters. So let's look at the words. So $4 per poster times the number of posters. So that's going to be $4 times the number of posters with our variable P that we were given in our problem. So the algebraic expression is just simply 4P, or 4 times P. Pause the video and do this quick check in your notebook. Now, if you're already given the expression, there are multiple ways that you can write those out in words. Those are called word phrases. So let's think of three different ways, or three different word phrases for x plus 2. And you can't just say x plus 2. Whenever there's a variable, you say a number. So you could say a number plus 2, a number increased by 2, or 2 more than a number. Because we know when we have more than, that whatever the information is in the equation or the word phrase gets reversed when you write it as an expression or an equation. Pause the video and do this quick check in your notebook. And remember, when you're writing your word phrases, you can't use C. Anytime you see your variable, you say a number. Now let's look at a couple examples of evaluating algebraic expressions. And remember, to evaluate means you take an expression that has a variable and plug in given values for those variables to find a final answer. So let's look at two different expressions. 2p plus 7 and p plus parentheses n times s. First, we're going to substitute. So we have our values are p equals 2, n equals 3, and s equals 5. So problem A becomes 2 times 2 plus 7, and problem B becomes 2 plus 3 times 5. And we're just going to do the math and multiply. So 2 times 2 is 4. That gets me 4 plus 7. And then 3 times 5 is 15. So that gets me 2 plus 15. And then I'm going to add those pieces together. 4 plus 7 is 11. 2 plus 15 is 17. Pause the video and do this quick check in your notebook. Be sure to write down the original equation and show your evaluation. Now it's time to check your understanding. Be sure to label it as check your understanding in your notebook. Write down all the original equations and show all your work. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.